Are you an overthinker? Do you have a hard time concentrating and staying on task? Does your mind seem to wander onto the next thing? Hi, it's Sandy Wiley. Today I'm going to talk about staying present, staying in the moment, appreciating the here and now, and try not to overthink things. Have the gears in your head whirring around. That's one of my personal problems. Again, we're outside because I love nature doing this video, so I'm going to have to put up with some noise. I'll give you a good example. Well, I'll give you lots of examples because I'm full of them. But when I went to Paris, Paris was like a once-in-a-lifetime trip for me. I've always wanted to go to Paris. And when I went to London back in my 20s, they didn't have the Channel, that high-speed train between London and France. It's Calais, I think. It's not Paris. It takes 2 hours to get from England to France on a high-speed train. And so we only had a week in London, and it wouldn't be enough time to really fit all of London and Paris. So I missed out on it then. Then I had children, and then Alex got violently sick in the hospital for years, and then my marriage was on the run, and then it was always one thing after another and after another. So we finally booked Paris. My husband had a good paying job, and he got the time off. And then guess what? Bam, the pandemic happened. So then I couldn't go then. It seemed like something was always, an obstacle in my way of getting what I wanted. But anyway, last year I finally went for 4 days. But when I got there, I could not enjoy Paris. Why not? Well, first of all, I can't sleep on a plane. I was up all night. And then I hit the ground running. I wanted to do everything and see everything all at once, and you can't do that. So I kind of speeded through everything onto the next thing without appreciating what I was doing in the moment. As soon as we got there, the hotel room wasn't ready. It didn't matter anyway. We got a cab and ran right to, it was like in the 90s then too, because it was July. Right to the Eiffel Tower. We had to stand. I didn't eat a thing. I didn't get something to eat, nothing. I mean, the plane served like this hard tack roll. I took one bite. I almost puked. It was horrible. So I didn't even stop for a bite or to catch my breath or anything. Literally, we took a cab and went right to the Eiffel Tower. Then we had to wait in long lines. And as soon as I got there, I just was exhausted. We didn't get, because it costs over $100 to climb to the top. So we just walked up to the first level, and I was exhausted. Walked up, I practically ran up to the first level, no food, no sleep, 90-degree heat. I'm dying, and at that time I had severe poison ivy, a deadly reaction to it. I had huge blisters. If you saw my arm, you would think I was a leper. I'm talking about huge fluid-filled cysts, big ones, all over my arms. I looked like someone that had a dreaded disease. You wouldn't want to go near me if you saw me. You'd go, oh my God. And the heat made it worse. So I got there, climbed up to the first level, and then looked around frantically. I didn't even enjoy the view. I didn't even enjoy the fact that I was in Paris, or that I was in the Eiffel Tower. What else did we do? I can't even remember that day. It was like a blur, The Louvre, another thing. No taxis were running that morning. So guess what? We had to walk because there was no taxis. We walked all the way from our hotel to the Louvre, which was like almost an hour walk. Then we had to stand in a long, long line for hours. Even though we bought tickets ahead of time to avoid the lines, I don't know what happened to them. They never were given to us, or some glitch, even though we did pay for it. So then by the time I got in the Louvre, I'm starving, I'm exhausted, I'm heat exhausted. I've walked an hour to get to the Louvre because no taxis were running that day in Paris. I have no idea. Because of shortage of gas or something, I think the hotel manager said. But anyway, so I just went, then I had to stay in the long line for over an hour. When I got inside, finally, after hours, I finally got into the Louvre. I just ran frantic. I kept asking everyone, where's the Mona Lisa? Where's the Mona Lisa? Because the Mona Lisa was the thing to see in the Louvre. It was the thing, okay? So I ran from one exhibit to another, not even enjoying it. I wasn't, I didn't enjoy any of it. I was just running from one thing to the other without stopping, catching my breath, and really absorbing, like, I'm in the Louvre. I just kept clicking, pictures I took. I finally, after running through the whole place, asking one person after another person, and the French people are really snobby. I asked one guy, one of the workers in the Louvre, can you tell me where the Mona Lisa is? And he was, oh, he went just like that to me. Oh, like I can see what he was saying. These American tourists. Oh. So I didn't appreciate it. And then when I got to the painting rather, of the Mona Lisa, there was a mob scene. You had to wait in other lines just to get close to it. It was a mob. So I took like a picture, I zoomed in with my phone far back, and it was like, I didn't appreciate it, I didn't enjoy it. It was miserable, and my back was hurting me, my feet were hurting me, because I'm almost 60 and I have bad knees and I have bad feet. I have big bunions and everything. I'm old, I'm not young. So my back was hurting me, I was starving, I was exhausted, I was heat exhausted, and I finally sat down, and I didn't enjoy it because I couldn't be in the moment. I can't enjoy anything. Even when I have sex, I'm not really there. I'm out of my body. I'm thinking of other things. I'm not present. You know how you could be with someone and you know that that person really isn't there? They're physically there with you, but they're not mentally there with you. How many of you have experienced that? You've been with someone, whether it's a former boyfriend or, I don't know, a parent, whatever, and like you're talking to them and that person is checked out. Dissociating is called dissociation. They have checked out. So even though they're physically there with you, they've checked out. And that's how I am during sex too. Like, I don't feel any passion for my husband, so my mind roams. God knows what it roams and thinks about a lot of other things. But I'm there physically. My body is in the bed, and my husband's doing whatever to me and whatever we're doing, but I'm not really there, I'm not there. So, I don't know how many people out there experience this, like out of body, or, not really being in the present moment, not enjoying the present moment, being too worked up on what's next. Like I was in the Louvre, like I was in Paris. I just couldn't enjoy Paris because I was always like anxious for like what's next. Oh, I have to see this, I have to see that, I have to see this, and I couldn't just stop and enjoy like what I was doing right there at that time. Like I couldn't just stop. It was always like I was running a marathon through Paris. Like I had my running shoes on and I was trying to be in first place and I was running and I just couldn't appreciate appreciate it. And a lot of times in my life, I just overthink or I dissociate, and I'm physically there, but I'm not mentally there. And my mind is racing toward 100 other things. And this is really a problem because it like sucks all the joy out of life. It sucks all the joy out of your experience. If you are doing something, you're physically doing it, but you're not mentally doing it. Your mind is somewhere else, and it's detached from your body. Ever have that? Your mind is detached from your body, and it's someplace else, and it's not where you are, you know? And I feel that all the time, like my mind is detached from my body, and it's racing to all these other places. And I can't just stop and stay like right in the moment like I do in these videos. I'm forced to do it because I'm forced to stay here and be concentrating on what I'm talking about in the video. Or I might think about trying to remember something that I want to tell you about what we're talking about. But other than when I do these videos, my mind wanders off. And my husband complains, you never listen to me. I know I've been diagnosed with ADHD. Anyone have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive something disorder? Where I think if you have ADHD, your mind naturally wanders off. And I was diagnosed with ADHD just a few years ago. And I just, I can't concentrate. I just can't concentrate because I'm 100 different places than the place that, that I am right now. I'm wandering off. I'm thinking of the next thing and the next thing, or I'm worried about this or that. I might be worried about 100 different things when I'm having sex with my husband. What about this? What about that? And I'm really not present at all. I'm not present. And also he says that when he just normally talks to me, I won't listen to what he's saying because in my head, when someone's talking to you, have you ever been in, your mind is thinking something else, so you're not picking up what that person is actually saying to you because your mind is somewhere else. Your mind could have been on last night, the fight you got with your sister, or it could have been what your boss said to you last week, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like 100 different places. So when the person is talking like this, and you're somewhere else, thinking, worrying about something else, or thinking about something else, or bringing up or recalling about something else, or counting what else you have to do, analyzing something else, you're not in the present moment, so you can't fully absorb what that person is saying to you. This drives my husband crazy. I know in the beginning of relationships where everything is really exciting and you don't know the person, you're really trying to get to know the person, you're much more like, in tune, like one of those tuning forks. You're much more in tune with the person because it's novel and exciting, and your mind and body are connected. They're congruent. They're connected with each other. So your mind is with the person and your body is with the person, and you are in harmony. But you're not in harmony when your body is somewhere or with someone and your mind. Like, have you ever had sex with someone and your mind is thinking of sex with someone else? All the time. So you might be physically having sex with this guy, but mentally you're having sex with maybe an ex-guy, a former boyfriend who you were madly in love with, who the relationship ended. And in your mind, he's there, but you're having sex with someone else. See? Wouldn't life be wonderful if we all could be present and in the present moments and not worry about anything else or not have anything else obsessing on our minds? I have obsessive thoughts all the time, and it's very hard for me to stay focused. That's why I enjoy reading autobiographies or biographies. Autobiographies, memoirs. I enjoy reading about other people's lives. So when I go to the library and I get out a book, it's always about someone's life. A comedian, just a no-name person. It doesn't have to be like someone famous. It could be just anyone, you know. As long as they're writing about their life, and I can relate in some way. And like I open that book and I get lost in that person's life. And for that short time, I usually don't read more than an hour because I don't have the patience to sit in one spot and focus for more than 1 hour. So for that 1 hour that I read about someone's memoir, autobiography, I get lost in their life, in their story. And then, so I'm like, my head is inside the book. I'm there with them. I'm experiencing, what I'm reading. I'm like caught up in the story, like I'm in the story. And I kind of like, it's a good thing for me. So I don't get, it's like probably the only time other when I do these videos that I'm in the moments. Because it's very hard for me to stay present. I wish that someone could, enlighten me how to do it. But I think you really have to be interested in what you're doing, feel passionate. I know when I write my poem every morning, I'm trying to stay in the moment. That my husband and my son lives with us, so he'll come over and start talking to me, and I'll be like half listening to him and half trying to write this poem. Or my husband will say something, or my stomach will growl, or something will happen, But I usually stay, but even when I feel passionate about things, like in Paris, I was very passionate about Paris, and I want to see everything all at once. But that's what happens. I'm always trying to catch everything, that I miss what's in front of me by trying to reach out. Yeah. I just want to be able to enjoy the present moment, and like I waited for that trip my whole life, and I really could not enjoy it because I was rushing off and not enjoying what I was doing at that time, especially at the Louvre, where I'm running around trying to get to the Mona Lisa and not enjoying all these other beautiful works of art. I'm just, I just have so much trouble focusing. I really do. And I have so many obsessive thoughts that, fill my mind. Past hurts. I haven't gotten over a lot of past hurts. And there's still part of me. Like how they say you wear the scars? I still wear my scars, I haven't gotten over. So it's still, I carry that baggage with me, Every single day I carry the baggage. And it does affect, the past does affect my present. It does impact it, it impacts how I think. It impacts how I behave. I just can't release and let go of things, Maybe that's part of my borderline personality disorder. If any of you out there have borderline personality disorder, maybe it's harder for you to release and let go of past hurts. And that's why you're carrying all that. And then if anyone else hurts you, you've got your past hurts here. It's like, imagine you have a stack of books and they're all your past hurts. Every book is a year of your of when you've been hurt. And you're carrying this big bundle, and then someone throws some more books, and like, now you're going to fumble. You can't carry it all. It's too much because you never let go of the past to be able to stay in the present. You're still carrying that all. So when someone tosses just one more book on top of your pile, you crumble and fall. Oh, it's just so difficult. My mind is racing. Like, it races and races and races and races. And that's why I like drinking. I'm still drinking the 2 glasses of wine. It's been like, what is it now? A week and a half? Like, I'm cutting back. I used to drink 4 or 5 vodka drinks every day. Now, like, it's the second week where I'm just drinking 2 glasses of wine. So far, it's good. I mean, the wine does relax me. I don't need to drink to, like, pass out. I don't need to drink like that heavy, you know. I just want to drink to chill, you know, to relax. That's it. Just to relax and to chill. And I've always said, when I drink, the drinking stops the thinking. It just kind of like puts the brakes on my thoughts. When I have a couple glasses of wine, I'm chill, I'm fine. It puts the brakes on my thoughts. Otherwise, the rest of the day is like that. And it can get very tiring to be the gears turning around like that. You know, I've done yoga. So, yoga when you do yoga, it does try to keep you focused. And I like yoga a lot. I stopped doing yoga. Now I have terrible arthritis. So, I mean, really painful in my hands, my joints, my knees. So doing yoga would be very painful because I can't keep a pose because I don't have the strength. I have very bad arthritis. You know, I'm a lot older now. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have a hard time staying present in the moment. If you can't really, you know, focus on what you're doing, where you're at, if your body is someplace but your mind is detached in someplace else, if you know what I mean. Has that ever happened to you? And how do you deal with it? You know, it's difficult. Like I said, drinking a couple of glasses of wine chills me out so I can relax and stay more present. But yeah, I'm like a little kid, you know, hyperactive little kid on Christmas that once they open up one gift, they toss it aside and they want to open up another gift, and you know how it goes, and that's how I am.